Now I'm ready to trim some pieces, and I'm going to use the Chum first. And the way I mount the Chums, they're fairly leather hard. I'll just wet the bottoms. And then for a few seconds, they are easily movable. So I'll center the Chum, being aware that it may not be perfect, so I am trying to decide where that Chum is going to be used. So right here, so when I'm centering this, I'm looking to make sure that that is centered. And that looks pretty good. Once I've got it centered, I will kind of seal the bottom. And sometimes it can take a second to make it through and get set. And I can get maybe 15, 20, maybe more pots out before it dries out and comes loose. Hopefully, I noticed that before it actually comes off. On a few occasions, it's almost made it to the floor. But generally, you're aware that it might come loose, so I'm watching for that. Now, these are very dry. They are not flexible. So what I'm going to do is just moisten the top, and that kind of will rehydrate that a little bit. What you don't want to do, and this is pretty important, right now I don't know if you can tell the shininess of the edge, but that's still kind of wet and tacky. If I set that on this, it will stick, and later I won't have any trouble trimming it because it's on there, but when I try to get it off, sometimes you end up with the rim stuck to the Chum. So I make sure it's no longer tacky. Then I will set it here, tap the bottom into center. When you're trimming this dry clay, this is really important that you have a very sharp tool. This is reasonably sharp, but I think I've got a couple sharper here. You want this tool, if it's dull at all, you'll be having a lot of trouble. And a duller loop tool is a soft clay tool. These dry leather hard pieces, you want a very, very sharp tool. I've found some that are fairly sharp. Kemper tools are kind of sharp when you buy them new. Some of those real expensive ones are pretty sharp, but the Kempers are pretty good tools. I find that I might be able to sharpen these 4 or 5 times till I've sharpened them away so there's nothing left. So I don't mind, it's sharpening them isn't a big deal, but it is important that they be sharp. So now you see I have trimmed this fairly straight. I have allowed the tool, which has a nice edge, to imply a rim right there, which there wasn't a minute ago. You can see me hitting the edge here with my knuckle to round it a little bit. I'm not sure what I have. I'm pretty sure I've done the wall pretty well, but now I need to check the bottom. And what I'm basically doing is looking at the bottom of the pot. Maybe I'll set my thumb right on the wheel. I'll look at the bottom of the pot, look at the top of my thumb, and try to decide which is higher. And obviously, if the bottom of the pot appears higher than my thumbnail, then it's thicker than that, and obviously I need to take some more off. So I can also feel by the balance of it, but visually the depth of perception that I have allows me to see that. So I can see I have more, so I just set it back on, recenter it. I may be okay, but I maybe should have re-wet the rim in case if this starts slipping on me, then that's what I will do. I'll take it off and moisten the rim a little bit. But basically, what's holding it down is me. And as you are trimming, you need to be cognizant of the fact that this is getting thinner. And it might be at this point that I become more aware of using one of these discs. This one would probably work, the one I just made, but surely there's one a little closer to that size, somewhere around here. So I would set it there, so if I need to surface this, I'm pushing down fairly hard. If the clay is hard enough for me, what I've decided is two things. If you're getting clay sticking to the loop tool, it's too wet. And when you're using the metal rib like this, it should be shaving cleanly away. With my clay, if I'm doing this and I'm getting chattering, then it's usually indicating that the clay is on the soft side.